Hello, I'm super excited to be reacting to a bunch of NFT videos on YouTube. In case you don't know me, get to know me, but I'm not, I guess, this sounds terrible, but like not the biggest fan. Probably because I don't know enough about NFTs, but I do know enough about NFTs from like the tech and application side and from people who actually build the infrastructure for NFTs and launch NFTs, whatnot. So I thought it'd be really, really fun to go on YouTube, look up NFTs, and do a reaction video to everything and see kind of like what are the trending videos about NFTs on YouTube. And you'll see my thoughts for other people's thoughts. So let's get started. Awesome. So we're starting with NFT, just NFT. You can see immediately up top it says NFT explain, NFTs are stupid, NFT scams, NFT ideas, NFTs are ridiculous. A lot of negative vibes, but let's go on. The first thing is an ad. I'm not going to click that. So I will watch this video because I will be open-minded. This was only published a day ago. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to enter the NFT space if you have a low budget to start. So I know there are a lot of people out there that don't necessarily have the funds or the necessary amount of money to really get fully involved within the NFT space, or at least purchase the NFTs they would like to purchase. So a lot of people are asking what they can really do with, let's say, under $200. And there's going to be multiple things that you can do to kickstart your NFT journey within the space, and we're going to be highlighting all of that in today's...
I don't know NFTverse, but I hope they talk about NFTs that you can get through contributing to a community without having to actually invest your own money or getting rewarded for doing something.
Video. And once again, we're going to be specifically talking about how to enter the NFT space on a low budget with, let's say, under $200. And we're going to be breaking down this video into multiple different topics. So we'll first be talking about minting NFTs / buying methods. We'll also discuss saving money within the NFT space, NFT jobs.
I actually really like the topics. I'm actually really impressed so far. The fact that he talks about how to make NFTs and also what's going on. I like that he said saving money. I'm going to continue watching.
Whitelist opportunities, and alpha groups. All of these topics are going to be really great and have a lot of information if you are looking to start off in the NFT space with a relatively low budget. So you're definitely not going to want to miss out on today's video because I believe it's going to be packed with some really great information. But before we do get started, make sure to hit that subscribe and like button if you end up finding value or enjoying today's video. And with that being said, welcome to the NFTverse. And really quick, I just wanted to mention we have a Patreon where you can now support me in the content I'm
just going to skip ahead to like
creating on this channel. So and with that out of the way, let's hop in and get started. So the first thing we're going to be talking about here is minting NFTs and buying methods. So minting new NFTs can be a fairly powerful thing, especially because the mint of a certain NFT project when it first releases is relatively a lot cheaper than what you are going to find on the secondary market. Mint prices tend to range from around...
I wish you talked about what minting is, but I guess because of his channel, they specifically talk about NFTs. So this is more a guide of people who are already interested in NFTs and have more of an understanding of what's going on. So that he just skips the fact that like minting is the first time you bring an NFT into fruition. And because of that, it is typically lower unless like the NFT bombs, and then the minting is actually more expensive than what it would be on the secondary market.
0.05 Ethereum.
I'm just going to skip ahead to the middle of the chapter.
Which minted for 0.25 Ethereum and is currently sitting at a 7.57.
Okay, so this guy is just giving examples of times where you minted an NFT and it was lower, and then when it went higher. If you want to look at examples, you can. But it's not interesting for me.
Well, now something else I want to note in this regard right here is you want to be looking for current trends and current quote-unquote metas that are happening within the NFT space. And I'll kind of explain what I am talking about here. So we're taking a look at the Izuki NFT project, which has this anime style type of NFT in terms of the artwork that is associated with this project. Now, because of the success that this project has had in the past month and a half, we can see it currently stands at an 8.8 Ethereum floor price. You had a lot of newer NFT projects and already existing
I'm sorry, I'm just going to skip ahead.
Trend that we have been talking about here in today's video. Now, when this project first minted, there was actually a pretty high amount of demand for these NFTs here, and
again, I think this video isn't for me. If you were serious about investing in NFTs, it's probably like the right video for you. But for me, that's just not an interest of mine. I'd rather put my money not in NFTs, and also I personally don't even have the bandwidth to be chasing all these NFT trends and stay on top of the market, where I would rather make fundamental, good content about crypto. Not saying that this is not. It's just that these are all these methods, but these methods could be quickly outdated very soon.
Floor price, which is absolutely massive.
Okay, I'm just going to skip over to the next topic.
Really quick, since we are in the process of talking about minting new NFTs, I wanted to come in here and say we have an NFT release calendar inside of our Discord where you can keep track and keep updated with all of the hyped NFT projects.
So this is his own Discord channel. I applaud him for building up his own community, but it's kind of like a plug for his community, which I'm sure is very good if you're into NFT investing. So I'm just going to skip over that chapter too.
money or saving cryptocurrency. Now I'm going to be completely honest with you. Good NFTs are expensive, and you're going to find it extremely difficult to find any good NFTs that are under $200. Other than minting NFTs, like we've discussed in the previous section of today's video, purchasing NFTs at the price point at around $100 to $200 to even $300 on the secondary market, you're probably going to be purchasing into a bad NFT project. There's not really good NFT projects that exist out there, at least in
Huge respect for him saying this.
my opinion, that are around that price range. The price range that tends to see some of the beginnings of a better NFT project are going to be around that 0.5 to 1 Ethereum price. But even then, with those NFT projects, there is
zero point 0.5 Ethereum is about 1,300 right now, US dollars.
well, there's still a lot of high risk associated with them too. And what I'm basically saying here is to save money and possibly buy a better NFT project other than buying something that price that essentially is not very good. And now you might be wondering, well, isn't this video supposed to talk about how we're supposed to get into the NFT space with a small budget? Yes, but I think this is an important thing to highlight. And you're probably asking now, why too? Then how am I supposed to make money and start saving money to purchase NFTs? And that kind of leads us to our next segment, which we are going to talk about here, which is going to be NFT jobs. Now, before we get into
Sorry, you're gonna notice that I like to speed through things. I really like that he, mad respect for saying you're probably not gonna get into anything legitimate. So you need to look for a job in the industry, sell other items and flip.
NFT jobs, I do want to mention that we can get a job at, let's say, Starbucks, McDonald's, some other fast food chain, something at a retailer like Walmart or something like that, and begin saving money there. It's basically going to require us to hustle and start saving money to potentially buy better NFTs within the space. The money isn't just going to pop out of nowhere. We're going to need some occupation to provide us some level of income to potentially save for a better NFT project we would like to purchase. So other than getting one of those jobs in, let's say, quote unquote, real life, we can also get an NFT related job. There are a multitude of different NFT
I love that he says different NFT jobs that exist: artist, community manager, developer, social media manager, content creator. Myself, I definitely know a lot of people who got into NFTs because they were making content.
related jobs that exist out there in the space here today. You can get a job by being a moderator within a certain NFT community, an administrator as well. You can be a social media manager for an NFT
I love his advice here.
project and begin posting content for them. You can be a developer that helps for the back end of these certain NFT projects, right? They're smart contracts. You can also be an artist developing art for certain NFT collections. You can be a content creator that creates content based on the NFT space. There is a multitude and a variety of different things that exist
He's saying nothing but facts.
out there associated with NFTs. And trust me, a lot of these jobs are in incredibly high demand out there, and people are looking for experienced individuals within the NFT space that have knowledge with what is going on here. As more businesses, smaller businesses, and even mainstream businesses, as well as regular people get into the NFT space, you're going to see a lot of these jobs continuously asking for those positions of hire. I believe NFTs are going to be integrated into many different parts of society, and once again, I think there's going to be an incredibly high demand for people.
Because there is high demand, there's also going to be high demand for basically any sort of talent. The more successful NFT projects are going to be able to hire people with more experience and then leverage that into making the NFT project theoretically much more successful. If you are a person who is looking into getting an NFT job, it's not a bad idea to get your foot in the door with like a lesser known NFT project and just cut your teeth, get to know the basics, get that experience, and move on to better things.
Who are knowledgeable about the space. And not only that, a lot of these people who are
This is a great chapter. I'm going to skip ahead just because we're running a little short on time.
the next topic I wanted to talk about regarding getting into the NFT space with a lower budget, we're going to be talking about whitelist opportunities. Now, there is a ton of different opportunities when getting whitelisted for an NFT project, and what that essentially means is basically getting a guaranteed mint to be able to mint that NFT project early on. In some cases, for getting this early access list, you can even mint that project for a lower price than what the public mint is actually going for. And if you
Yep, this is all facts. I'm pretty sure this section is going to be amazing. It's going to be stuff that I already know, but if you're really interested in getting early access to buying NFTs before anyone else can, you should watch this section.
for an early access spot. So what else can I do to possibly get on this list to be able to mint that project? Well, there is one other thing, which is called alpha groups. Now, alpha groups are essentially groups that provide those spots because they partner up with these projects in order to get a ton of those spots for their community members. The only thing is that these groups tend to be fairly expensive and fairly limited in terms of their NFTs inside of that project. A lot of these alpha groups tend to have below 1,000 people, and most often than not, you see alpha groups with around 100 to even 200 people in it. So like I said, there's an incredibly low supply for these types of NFT projects, these alpha groups, and that in turn can increase the floor price of those NFTs, of those alpha group NFTs immensely. So if the whole purpose was starting off with a lower budget, and if you did not have a ton of money to enter the NFT space, this might not be the best.
Yeah, so from what I know, which could be completely incorrect, but my friends who are really big into flipping NFTs, they all have their own little private group chats, and admittance to these group chats, I'm sure there's like paid alpha groups like this person is saying, but in my experience, from what I know nothing about this, you get into these group chats because everyone contributes to a project and has the pool to bring up exclusive access into a project. If you're not able to bring up exclusive access into this new NFT project once every month, once every week, once every 2 weeks, you're going to get kicked out of the group because everyone needs to hustle. It's not something you can just buy your way into. It's also something that you have to like work your way into.
For you. This is probably going to be NFTs, some buying methods associated with it, whitelist opportunities, alpha groups, NFT jobs.
Okay, so I basically finished the whole video. I would love to say that this creator, I have mad respect for him. I like that even though at first I was a little hesitant because he talked about kind of like the hook is with only $200. midway through, he gave it to you straight, and he said, you're not really gonna get anything. If you don't have enough money, you need to be working harder to be able to invest in this, because anything that's top quality is gonna cost you. And I really like that he said that and gave you all the points as to why. Mad respect to this creator. I think this is a great video to watch about NFT investing. And since we're finishing off this video right now, make sure to watch my next reaction video on NFTs.